Hey there, welcome back to Nautic XP. Let's go and get ourselves into a storm. Any port in a storm, as they say, but that's not what we're here for. I'm going to go into open worlds, and I'm going to pick the rescue vessel. Location. How about we start over in what would be a nice site? Neuendorf. I don't think I've been there yet. Weather. As bad as you can make it. So we can go for snow, a snow blizzard, a thunderstorm. Let's go for a thunderstorm. Time. I'm going to make that during the daytime. Choose the weather, and we're going to begin. The first challenge will be to actually clear the dock. And, oh boy. That is not a very comfortable spot to start. Okay, so we need to exit there. Yes. Okay, battery on, AC on, engine on, radar, GPS, sonar, radio. We are currently in Neuendorf. We need to set to channel 9. I'm going to request that we get a mission. Area patrol.
Neuendorf, this is rescue vessel Magic. You're leaving for an area patrol.
Okay. Then we're going to clear that. I'm going to put the stern thruster to starboard to try and get us some distance away from this dock. That would be great. Because I am not getting all the way towards the dock. And I don't think I can make it out of there. At least not yet. Now, possibly it would be best to just reverse. Let the stern thruster push the ship out to starboard. At least the stern. And keep pushing until we get up there. And then bow out of the dock. We are definitely getting some clearance. Good. I don't need the bow thruster yet, because that's going to cause all sorts of issues. So I don't want to do that. It's interesting that all of these ships are lit, like they're planning on leaving. Which, given the current condition, I don't think is very wise. Okay. I don't have enough clearance there. If I put the starboard engine into reverse, I might be able to generate some pull from the starboard side. There she goes. It is not very deep in this port, so I gotta be careful not to run aground. Neutral. There was a bit of pull. Turning ever so slowly. If I put the bow thruster to work, we're just gonna slowly crab through the water, just side shift, which I don't want to do. As long as I can keep the stern heading towards the harbor exit, I'd be perfectly happy. Starboard forward. Just a bit. We'll just starboard propeller now. Port's gonna stay stationary. That'll do. Just trying to turn her around. Port prop, reverse. This is not exactly a fast undocking, I can give you that much. Be careful not to slam her into the dock here. Forward a bit. Get that momentum away. There we go. Some weather this is, good lord. I don't know if you're supposed to just turn the whole thing around here, but I don't feel like I have enough clearance. I also wonder if there's anybody who's going to need our services, because we are presently here in Neuendorf. If we have anybody out here, there could very well be a disaster. So I'm not sure if the weather is going to get taken into account as we're moving, as we're looking for, well, for trouble, so to speak. As we're looking for trouble. Both engines reverse. Thruster off. Rudder to port. That's gonna potentially scratch the paint a bit. No, we're fine. We're fine. The only thing is, I don't know how deep it or shallow it is there. Is there any warning indicator here? I can't quite see. I can only zoom out, not further in. Alright, we've cleared the dock. Pull the fenders in. And let's start looking into forward momentum. Starboard, forward. Port, not yet. Rudder to port. Starboard engine spooling up. And ever so slowly, we're moving. 4 knots. Port engine forward. Port engine spooling up. There we go. Rudder amidships, and we're clear. Good. So now all we need to do is wait. Wait until there is somebody in need. Okay. We have a sailboat, Odyssey Explorer, which is 5 miles east of Barhoeft, which is in trouble. Where is Barhoeft? Here. 5 miles east. I happen to be heading that way anyway. And we're going to set a straight course there. The mission ship is over there. Alright. So we're going to respond to that call. Respond to the Odyssey.
Odyssey Explorer, this is Magic. We are 5 nautical miles north of your position. Estimate arrival time is 16 minutes.
16 minutes. We're increasing to full speed. So we're running at 20 knots now. ETA 15 minutes. I cannot make it any faster than that. Distance is still 7.2 miles. You know, it is what it is. And I cannot make this ship go any faster. So that ship, that Odyssey Explorer is going to have to fend for itself for right now. I'm running on autopilot. There's the call again.
Sailboat, Odyssey Explorer. This is Magic. We are 4 nautical miles north of your position. Estimate arrival time is 15 minutes.
And I guess this is just how it is. I'd like to leap into action. I'd like to do stuff. I'd like to go help them. But I just can't. There's just water between me and them. So, yeah, we'll just have to be patient. We're a lot closer to the destination now, to the Odyssey Explorer. And I gotta start looking out for myself as well, because my depth below the keel is varying from 1 meter to 0. When it's 0, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're running aground, but you're awfully close to doing just that. So, as much as I would like to follow this path, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get there. I'm going to avoid these pluses, which I believe are warning signs, so don't go there. Which means we'll have to carefully make our way over towards the east and see if we can avoid those obstacles. Our current course is about 113, current heading. Because of this weather, of course, I have no visual on that contact yet. Whereas previously, in good weather, you might actually be able to see the target. There's the call again. Take note that there is a time limit. At 17:22 this has to be done. It's currently 16:53 in game. So we are still in time to save them. At least, such is my hope. Flare. They just sent up a flare. You see that external? Not really. I gotta say, for a thunderstorm, the waves are fairly mild. But then again, it is a thunderstorm. It's not necessarily a full storm. If you wish to, you can change that. You can say, I want to have this much wind, this much cloud, this much snow. Up to you. I just went with a thunderstorm. To sort of simulate that, maybe a ship did get into trouble during a thunderstorm. I mean, it's not unheard of. It is possible that a thunderstorm just rolled in, surprised a couple of people sailing, as in this case, and all of a sudden we get a mayday call. 0 depth below the keel. Yeah, you can probably just stand here. Also, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do with the depth, considering that they ran aground. Oh, here's the mission marker. Even the mission marker is engulfed by flame, by wind and clouds. There's another flare. Visual yet? No. Supposedly it's about a kilometer out, I think? Because this is in meters. No. In miles, 2.5 miles, and then it switches to meters, I think. Because that's not 800 miles. Yeah, so once you're below a mile, it switches to meters. That's interesting. There's another flare. Look, I already know that you're here. I'm trying to come help you. 1 meter below the keel. Slowed speed down to 15 knots. Another flare. How many flares do you got aboard? Good lord. Almost there. It's a bit weird because I think I can see trees, but I can't see land. Should be almost on top of them now. There. I think I saw them. Yep. Sailboat ran aground. And then some. Okay. So you're the one who keeps popping flares. Throttle at 20%. I have to try and pick him up somehow. Now this craft is equipped with an auxiliary boat, but I think this is just for decoration. This is not something you can actually launch, or I wouldn't know how to. So we'll just have to use the main ship and try to get closer. Okay, so we need to get close to them. I can't contact them anymore. They didn't just run aground. The whole thing's out of the water. How'd you pull that off? How did you do that? I mean, yeah, they spawned here, but still. We'll stop. Speed, 2 knots. Okay, we're taking them aboard. Alright, holding. And then, I think it might be time to reverse. Because going forward is just going to make things more difficult. How many aboard? 2? That's affirmative.
We got all of them picked up. Let's head to the next port.
Hi. Welcome. Oh, you went sailing in your suit. Alright, and you? You're not listening to anybody because you're just jamming to music. Alright, fine. So now we need to call a port and see if we can drop these people off anywhere. Oh, they're gonna go back to Barhoofd. Alright. That's what we'll do then. Barhoofd, channel 2. Switch channel, channel 2. Barhoofd. Requesting a berth.
This is rescue vessel Magic. Do you have a berth location for us?
Gonna reverse thrust.
Magic, Bajo, proceed to berth location 5.
Those sailors can consider themselves lucky that the magic happened to be around. We ran aground. Yeah, dude. I would say that. Now, what is the safest path for me? I'd say go back here. And just follow the channel into the port. Based on nav, I'm thinking like that. It's another 4.5 miles or so. Well, this is a problem. I have serious damage. And I might need to help myself. My hull is underwater. Or sorry, my hull is badly damaged. Because I ran aground, despite, at least as I interpret it, trying to follow the buoys. So, I'm not sure if I can pull the ship out of this. Maybe going full reverse. There's still a very heavy scraping noise. Yeah, we're good. Well, good is debatable, but we're moving. Is my rudder stuck? Ah. I don't know why there is no water below the keel there, though. Because if I'm reading this map correctly, there should be. Yet there is not. I am going to not rely on the autopilot for a moment, because I don't like it. Autopilot off. Gear neutral. Let the engine spool down. There's still 3 meters of draft. Okay. Hull 1785. How bad's the damage? We're not flooding. Hull integrity is down to 32%. Okay. I don't know why it says that we're flooding when we're not actually flooding. I am activating the bilge pumps, though. Come on. Hard starboard. At this rate, I'm going to be the one who's needing rescue. Increase speed. Throttle up. I'm mainly going to follow the waypoints myself now, because I don't trust the AI to do it. I still have no idea what I actually hit. But that got dangerous. Ship supposedly flooding, according to this message here, but effectively, I'm not seeing anything. The hull getting down to 30% though, that's a problem. Now this being early access, I don't think that there is much to actually show you all that damage. I'm not seeing massive amount of scrapes or something. So maybe stuff like that's going to come later. Now, let's get the hell into port. Before we have 3 people who need rescue. So, flooding. Yes, flooding is actually a thing. I had the bilge pumps running. If I turn the bilge pumps off, watch what happens. The ship says you are flooding 64% per hour. Per hour. That's how quickly you're going to be flooding. Fortunately, this ship has really good bilge pumps, so if we turn those on, you're not flooding. You have a negative flooding rate, so we're pumping the water back out by 38% per hour. So this flooding rate should go right back down, but we need to keep those pumps running, or this ship too will go down. So just because you have your bilge pumps running doesn't mean you're not flooding. You're just keeping up with the inflow of water. Well, that was a rather rapid and unexpected end of the mission. Because I ran aground again and the game went, ta-da, bang, boom, you're done. Right. So this is why you need to keep, apparently, a very, very, very close eye on your depth sounder. Your echo sounder. I'm not exactly sure why I kept running aground when I kept following the waterways as the game laid them out. But, hey. The game said I died, so I guess I died. Or rather, there is a search and rescue vessel out there in need of search and rescue. Well, they don't need to search for me. They just need to come get me. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon for more videos.